Okay, good morning, everybody. It is so good to be back. I figure we'll just kind of like hang out for a couple minutes and give people a chance to sign in, join us.
Krista's here.
Krista, yay. Oh my gosh. Hi, Krista. We're so excited that you're joining us next month. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's going to be so fun. Yeah, Krista posted her February. Did you watch her video where she posted the February decks she chose?
Yes.
Oh, she has like, Krista, how many decks do you have now? I'm just curious. No judgment at all. Because I'll share with you how many I have. So there no deck shaming.
So I was watching a live that Priscilla did, and the person she was doing it with asked her how many decks she got in 2023, and she gets a lot of decks to review.
Yeah.
It was 120.
I saw that. I saw that. Oh, Krista, no judgment. I think I'm sitting around like actually I think I was wrong when I gave you my estimate, Tara. I think I'm sitting around like maybe 350. It's way too many. That's why we're doing this though. It's just but then I was like looking through them and moving some into purgatory and I was like, I love them though. There's so many of them that I'm like, I can't
Yeah.
part with it. Hello,
Hi,
Naomi. It's so good to see you.
I love her picture with the pink hair. I'm like,
It's so cute.
yeah.
Naomi, you're Neothist, right? I just want to make sure it's the same person. Just checking. I love the little pink hands too that you use to wave. They're so cute. I'll put it up on the screen so everybody can see. Cute little pink hands. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. I feel like I did not do a great job. Well, okay, hold on. Let me rephrase that. It took me a while to figure out which decks I was going to go with this month.
Yes.
It was hard. Really hard. Okay, perfect. It is Neothist. Naomi is.
So what was the deck that she picked for the roast? I forget.
Nao picked. Nao, remind us what you picked for the deck roast. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I know this. If I just go to her page or her account on Instagram, I will absolutely remember.
If I was judging just by her profile picture on this, I would have said Heavenly Blooms, but I know that one.
I know Heavenly Blooms does feel like something she would like based on her profile picture. Yeah. Oh, I think she put I think hers was the nameless one.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she got it.
Yeah. She's a fellow pretentious.
Yes. Okay, there was under your video of that, I think it was you and Sylvie from Magpie Tarot were talking. Yeah, Naomi was the name. You and Sylvie from Magpie Tarot were talking about like archaeology and stuff. You're like, oh, it's just archaeology. And I was gonna type like, this is honestly like proof of like everything that we said about people that like this deck. But that was about the tarot volatile. But then I was like, I don't know if that'll translate over.
It's 100% correct though. Like,
yeah. Like, oh, just archaeology. I'm like, okay, listen. To the normal person, that is like impressive. So stop.
Okay, but hold on. Like, so I did like archaeology digs because I truly like you guys, like I took Latin in high school because I was like, I'm gonna meet Indiana Jones. So I like through high school, college, I did like multiple archaeology digs, thinking that it was gonna be, I don't know, like Lara Croft Tomb Raider vibes and like Indiana Jones. It is not. It is absolutely not. Like you literally have like, and I'm not exaggerating, a toothbrush and like I had to whittle, like I know how to whittle. I had to whittle like a piece of bamboo into like a point with a knife so that I could like gently scrape around bones. It was the freaking worst.
They made you make your own tools?
Yeah. And then our scoops, I remember we had to cut are
Or like
scooped
seashell
out
or
of,
something?
like, plastic soda bottles because they didn't damage the bones.
Oh.
So it was less like Indiana Jones and more like, hmm, I felt like I was digging graves with very few tools.
Yeah. It
Like,
sounded to me like my first thought was like, the, like, sand table in kindergarten where you have, like, the plastic stuff. I was like,
yeah, it's the grown-up version of a sandbox. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, should we just get started,
Let's do it.
you think? Okay. Well, if you're here, you already know this, but this is our February capsule cards and coziness video. If you follow Tara or me over on Instagram, you will know that our theme for this month is warm embrace. This was another Tara special. I did my usual where I just started like throwing nouns and adjectives at her, and she cobbled it together into warm embrace. So, brava. um, so we're just gonna kind of spend some time today, briefly introducing ourselves, our practices, capsule collections, just for anyone who's new here. We'll talk about why we're doing this, and then we'll kind of just dive in and show off our capsule collections for the month of February with you. So Tara, do you want to kick things off and share with us how are you currently staying cozy?
I mean, like, right in this moment, obviously this is cozy as hell, but I was thinking about this because I knew we were gonna share our cozy inspiration with everybody. I've been writing a lot this month,
Ooh, I
and
love
writing is a cozy activity, I think.
for
So,
sure.
yeah, that's been
And you
great.
tend to write in the evenings, right? That's kind of your writing time.
I do, yeah. I
Mm.
really try to, like, write it because I usually have a few hours between when I wake up and when I actually start work,
Mhm,
and in my mind, I'm like, "That's when I'm gonna write."
mhm.
And then I was like, "Well, I'll just have a coffee and read a bit first," and then one thing leads to another, 2 hours have passed, and, no writing got
No
done.
writing happens. Yeah. Um, and I see you have a candle burning. That's pretty cozy.
Yes.
Always.
Oh, of course. I will never get a sense of direction on this camera. What about you, though? How are you staying?
Oh, what am I doing? Okay, I've been in like a book funk lately. Normally my one of my cozy things is reading.
I might
Um,
have the answer to your problem. I'm just
okay, well,
joking.
please give me something to read. But a lot of it is honestly like unsurprisingly, I love candles. So, lots of candles everywhere. I object to any clothing that is not comfy and stretchy. It's like a thing. So comfy clothing. And then my favorite is like this time of year, just like those sort of like comfort meals, like pasta, like the heavy things that aren't great for you, but that are so very cozy this time of year when it's freezing out. And I know it's not as cold here as it is where you are, Tara, but
I try not to roll my
it's
eyes.
Southern California cold. It's Southern California cold.
Yeah, Krista, that is morning sit time. I just
I
do
have that too, the morning sit time.
yeah.
Yeah, Krista just said, she was, I think, talking um, about Tara's morning routine. Yeah, I agree. I have that too. It's just I usually browse. I usually, like, scroll through Instagram and read celebrity gossip. That's my guilty pleasure in the
Ooh.
morning.
Well, you're from Los Angeles, or California. You got to.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
your news. That's your
Yeah, that is my news. That is my news, and honestly, it's less depressing than the actual news, so,
Mhm.
you know, there's that. All right, well, Tara, do you wanna tell us a little bit about yourself and your practice for anybody who might be new with this?
Yes, yes, real brief so
Yeah.
everybody else doesn't get bored with me, but, yeah, I've been reading tarot for, oh god, I don't even know how many years now, 7 maybe, and I usually read it for myself. I don't read predictively, I use it as, like, self-reflection, personal development, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes I read for friends and family and things like that, and I love it a lot. And I
Oh,
use it in my writing and creativity and stuff like that too, so I think it's an awesome tool.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, I'm very similar to Tara. I don't, read predictively. I almost exclusively read for myself. I think Tara, you and Trina Webb, who I'm doing a deck study with for MIOIMS, you're kind of the only two people I can think of who I and you more than her really are the only people who I've ever like sent pictures. Like you ask me sometimes to like draw a few cards for you, which I always love doing. So I'll draw a few cards. She'll message me and she'll be like, "Hey, could you draw a few cards for me from this deck?" So I'll draw a few cards and send her a picture, and then we'll kind of voice message back and forth and discuss the reading. But yeah, mostly I just read for me, not predictively. For me, it's tarot is very much a tool in my sort of mental health toolbox. Sorry, there's a fly in here. Um, like he's like going everywhere. Um, Very much a tool in my like sort of mental health toolbox, and a really important one. So it's definitely a huge part of my life. Oh, yay!
Sylvie, we were just talking about you.
We were just talking about, the conversation you and I had about archaeology and, anthropology in the comments section of, our deck roast.
And I was saying that's the most tarot volatile type of conversation. And also you guys are pretending like it's like lowbrow, but really like all of us are just like
I'm just, like, picturing you reading those comments, like, rolling your eyes and being like, "Thank you for proving my point." Like
yeah, that's exactly what
Um, okay, so Tara, do you want to kind of share with everybody what a capsule collection is, where the idea came from?
Yes, the idea came from Kelsey. And uh, she was inspired by fashion capsule collections. And it came about because we were together discussing like our overwhelm with our collections and how we didn't really feel like we were spending like quality time with our decks and like really getting to know them and stuff like that. And I think I know for me, and I'm assuming for Kelsey too, when that starts to happen, you start to feel like your practice isn't as meaningful, like as it could be. So we were like, let's create a capsule collection for each month of 2 tarot and 2 oracle that we're going to commit to working with. And how did that go for you last month? Because last month was January was our first month doing it. So
Yeah. It went really well for me. I will say, I really so my picks last month, well, I think you can watch the video on Tara's channel if you want a recap of what we chose. But I really only ended up working with one of the pairs all month. The other one, I think I used maybe once. Um, so the sort of limiting what I worked with did really help. But I actually didn't even use the second deck. So I limited it even more than I thought I would. And I think part of that was probably down to the choice I made. So I used, unsurprisingly, if you know me, I used which everybody here does. I used Circle of Doors Tarot and When Olga Speaks pretty much exclusively all month.
yeah,
And I think my other choice, I just don't know that I felt like it was suited to kind of the seasonal January vibes that I was going for.
yeah.
Still love those decks and still wanna work with them, but I just don't think that they were well suited to how I was feeling maybe, the vibe of January.
Yeah.
What about you? How did the collection go for you?
I think it was very successful in like, especially in like what I wanted to achieve from it was like really understanding if these are decks that like I should have or not.
Mhm,
So the Pulp Tarot and the Morgan's Tarot, I definitely used the most. I would say actually the Pulp Tarot I used more than anything. So
mhm,
that one I felt like I got like a little bit of a better connection with.
mhm.
The Morgan's Tarot I used a lot, but like as we saw in like last month, like it annoys me a lot too because it's very dumb. But well, that's part of its charm too. So I'm like,
I love that.
so I'm still keeping it. I still love slash hate it.
Mhm,
And then The Heaven and Earth Tarot, I did use a bit. I would say enough, but it's mean to me. So
Oh, no.
I know. So I don't want to get rid of it because it's mean. But I just found myself pulling it less because I was like, I can't take you today. Like,
Yes. Yeah. Not today.
no. And then the soul cards, I think I used like once and I was like, I think my time is done with you. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm actually going to send that to Kelsey and see if she can give it a try and see if she likes it.
Oh, I'm
But
excited.
it, yeah, bummed me out because I feel like I loved it so much. I used it a ton. And I guess it's one of those like in your life for a season type of decks for me. So,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I feel like because of the capsule collection process, I'm very content with letting it go.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm glad that it kind of helped solidify that for you.
yeah,
Yeah. I think we kind of touched on this. Why are we doing this?
yeah, yeah.
This yeah. But really like Tara said, deck overwhelm is a very real problem for me. So I'm glad that I can sort of focus exclusively on a smaller number of decks. I'm not getting rid of any this month, but I do think that that is a benefit to this. Hello, Mia. Welcome. It's good to see you. Um, and then maybe review our rules. Do you want to kind of go over what our rules are for our capsule collection for any newbies here?
Yes. First of all, good morning, Shanna. What did Krista say? Love the
Good
analysis.
morning, Shanna.
Okay, sorry, two other things too. So I'm sure everybody saw Krista's VR and a couple other people did too.
Oh, yeah.
So, oh my God, Krista, your little dance at the beginning was
Oh
the
my God, the dance. I mean, like, your excitement was palpable. I could feel
I
it.
know.
It made
I
me
was
excited.
dancing.
I was, like, doing this number while she was, like, bouncing around. I was like, "Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, Krista."
Um, okay, sorry that my Gemini brain just derails constantly. And this setup is like the worst thing for it. Like it's just,
So many things, like
yeah.
yeah,
That's why I have my list up beside me. So
I do
our
too.
rules.
I have that too.
Oh, yay, Krista! That's so
So
that makes me so happy.
ooh, yes, Krista. I know it Tara and I, every time we saw a VR go up, we would, like, send each other screenshots,
Yeah.
and we were, like and I'm not just saying this, we were so excited. Uh, I, like, truly, and I think we said this in our last video, we didn't think anybody was even gonna
No.
watch or care.
No.
We were like, "Maybe we'll be screaming into the void, but at least we get to hang out." So, um, yeah, so we loved seeing VRs, as well.
Yeah.
Um, so do you wanna kinda review our rules for our capsule collections?
Yes, and Mia's gonna do it this month. So Mia, here's the rules.
Yeah, yay!
You don't have
Yeah.
to follow them.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. So part of this effort too is limiting ourselves to one deck purchase per month. And I think I mean, we're only 2 months in, but like I've adhered to it. Okay, Kelsey. Okay, let me make you feel better before you confess whatever you have to confess. My January purchase was Krista's Cottage Witch Oracle, which is technically 3 decks in one. Well, it has 2 expansion packs, so
Mhm,
whatever. But go
mhm.
on. What were you gonna say?
So, I did not do great at the one deck a month purchase. This is where, like, there's definitely room for improvement for me. Um, and so, like, I did get a few decks gifted to me by, like, really wonderful people who follow me
Oh,
on Instagram. They
yeah.
sent me some decks that they weren't connecting with, which was just the sweetest thing in the world. Um, but I don't know if any of you, follow Rose Bay Tarot over on Instagram, but she makes a couple oracle decks, and one of them was like she only posted it on Make Playing Cards for like a week, um, and then took it down again. So like I bought. Well, but then I was making an order for Make Playing Cards, and I was like, well, if I'm going to pay for shipping, I
Oh.
might as well just get both of the oracles that she makes. So I did get her oracles
Yeah.
that and honestly, like, I have kind of been thinking, like, and I don't know if this is me cheating, but I'm like, maybe, like, 1 tarot, 1 oracle a month?
Yeah.
The
I think it's about finding whatever works for you. Like, you
It
set a
is.
framework,
Yeah.
and then if it works, great. If it doesn't work, then you know
Yeah.
what does and doesn't work for you.
Yeah. Yeah, Krista, that's so true. Krista just put, make playing cards is something you build up a cart for sure. Yeah, and I was like, "I'm not gonna pay their exorbitant shipping fees more than, like, once." So, I was like, "If I'm gonna get both eventually anyway," which I would, I just decided to order them both at the same time. Um, but yeah, so and I'm like, I'm not being super hard on myself. Like, it is what it is. I did buy significantly less decks. Oh my god, decks.
Did you just do what we talked about yesterday?
Oh my god, I'm dying.
Of course, this would happen on the live and not
Of course it would, of course. Decks.
Do you want me to tell you what we
Yeah,
talked
just tell him. I
about?
can't. I cannot.
So yesterday
And
was
I'm like, if you need to unfollow us after this, like, horrifying thing you're about to learn, that's fine, no
I
judgment.
think this is my fault though, because I put it in your brain.
You
So
did.
so yesterday, me and Kelsey were messaging back and forth, and, I sent her a message, I was talking about hip decks, and her husband thought I was saying pimp decks. And so we were laughing about that, and then I told her, I was like, "Every time I say decks, when I'm recording something, I always in my brain is I'm like, 'Don't say dicks, don't say dicks.'" And so now I feel responsible for this, but I think it's brilliant, to be honest.
Well, if you weren't sure what our personalities are, here they
Here
are.
yeah, full display. Yes.
Oh my god, I cannot believe I did that. I can't wait to tell Jason, he's gonna die. Actually, he'll probably watch this, so maybe I should just let it be a surprise for him.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to Naomi was saying that, so now her collection's sitting at, like, 25 tarot and 17
Mhm,
oracle.
mhm.
Yes, I think I almost wish that when my collection was smaller, I would've but I was in the hype of, like, buying and
Yeah,
accumulating and stuff like that,
yeah.
so, yeah,
Yeah,
and
so, Nail wrote, she has 25 tarot, 17 oracle, she'd like to learn more about them. Yeah, I totally agree, Tara. I wish that I had taken the time to get to know them as they came in, which is why I think limiting our deck purchases is 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 something that I do want to try and honor, so that I do have that time to get to know them as they come in.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
don't beat
for
yourself
sure.
up. No judgment, hun. No judgment.
Don't judge me. You're my friends.
Listen, I will slip up, I promise you.
Oh
Um,
my god.
oh my gosh, okay, wow, that took a turn. So back to our rules. So that's one of them. And the other one is like I said, our framework is like 2 tarot, 2 oracle, but
Mhm.
whatever if you want to participate, like whatever inspires you, like just obviously always do it whatever you want.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I know, like, already with the VRs, we've seen people are taking this and making it work for them, which is 1000% what I would hope everybody would do. If 2 and 2 doesn't work, if you want, like, a larger collection that's still a capsule, like, do whatever works for you, whatever works for your style of reading and your practice.
I think it's just about
Um,
being intentional, whatever that looks like.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too. I think it's the intentionality behind it, not so much the, like, quantity or that you follow the same rules that we're sort of following in my case.
Yeah. I think we kind of talked about everything else that we have on our notes, except for we did
Yeah.
a bit of a January recap. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about as far as like what you purchased or
No, my deck purchase for January is actually one of the decks that I'm going to be using in my capsule collection this month, so I'll talk about that a little bit when we get to our capsule collection, here in
London?
just a second. Um, so I guess I'll just take a minute here to talk about actually, hold on. What about you? Is there anything else you wanna share?
Well, I purchased, like I said, Krista's cottage witch oracle, and
Yeah.
I believe it's shipped, so I think it's on its way to me. I am so excited for
Oh my
it,
god.
and I feel like because she added the expansion packs with the seasonal stuff, I feel like it's one. Well, I guess that was the whole point, is that you can use it all year round. And if you're someone that like feels very seasonally inspired by when you're making your deck choices and stuff like that, so I'm
Yeah. Are you gonna use the Christmas expansion year round?
no, I
Okay.
can't. I can't
Yeah.
do it. I know some people like. I know a lot of people, especially with like Halloweeny stuff, they'll use like Halloween stuff all year round. They're probably all Scorpios, I would assume. And just keeping the judgment rolling from our.
I promise this is not another roast
Yeah.
video.
Um, no, but yeah, no, I'm so like, I think it's because it's so seasonal here where I live that
Yeah.
it just feels wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Yeah.
I will miss that little snowman. I don't even have him yet, and I just saw pictures of that snowman card, and it just like is the sweetest thing. It like almost breaks my heart. He's so cute. So
I love that. I love her deck. It is something that I want to get eventually, for sure. The Cottage Witch
yeah,
Oracle. Yeah.
cool.
Um, so this month's focus, as I mentioned earlier, was a gift to us from Tara. It is warm embrace. Um, I guess, as I was thinking about this, I loved this theme just because I feel like you can take this in so many different directions. I feel like you can definitely take this in sort of the romantic, like Valentine's Day way, or you can also take this as like, a self-love moment, right? Like embrace yourself, be warm to yourself. And I also think there's something to be said for all those different types of love, self-love, the love you have for like a significant other or a spouse, the love you have for your friends, the love you have for the world. So this to me felt somewhat rooted in like gratitude as well. Um, and just sort of, yeah, embracing the things you love, embracing the coziness, which we both love. So that's kind of how I interpreted this. I took kind of a broad approach to this for sure. What about you, Tara?
It was funny when I initially picked my decks. I just like did it very instinctually,
Hmm.
and then the last few days I was like, "Wow, do these fit the theme?" And then I was like, "No, they do," but I think they'll seem like they don't.
Yeah.
Um, but I now looking at them, I think like some of them are like themed with things that like feel cozy to me.
Hmm.
There's one that is like hypersexual, which I feel like is more the embrace than the warmth, maybe.
We've already gone that direction. So,
Yes. And then another one is more like the not the deck itself, but like the connections that I have to it. So
mhm, for
yeah.
sure. Oh, I'm so excited to see what you picked.
Yeah, me too.
Do you want to start?
Sure. What do you want me to start with? Tarot or Oracle?
What do you think? Maybe tarot?
All right. I will start with this one. So okay, let me see if I can do this properly this time. I'm just gonna block my face. So this is the Pussycat Tarot. And this one I picked because I have two cats and they are probably some of the coziest things in my life, especially my little Chowder. He sleeps with me every night. He is like my little shadow. He just um anywhere I am, like he has to be there touching me. And I really love that a lot. So this kind of felt appropriate. And also the colors feel seasonally appropriate for where I live. So I love this one a lot. I don't see it around much. And I also like it too because it's not like humanized cats. It's like regular cats. Oh, he looks kind of, yeah, I guess like cats don't normally wear skulls on their heads, but who knows? Maybe they do. They're mysterious creatures.
We don't know what they get up to at night when we're asleep.
You don't. But I first saw this. I think the only person I've ever seen with this is Danny, and she was showing it, and I think I pretty much bought it like the next day. So yeah, I am very excited to work with this one. It still feels kind of new in my collection. I don't think I've worked with it nearly as much as like I would love to say that I have. So I'm excited to dedicate time to it this month.
That is such a cute cat deck.
Yeah,
I had the, is it just the cat tarot? It's the mass market one. It's like in a purpley box.
I think I know the one you're talking. Is it the pegging
Uh,
cats?
no, it's a different one. I think it's just
Oh,
called like the cat tarot. I'm pretty
okay.
sure it's just called the cat tarot. Um, and I never really connected with it, but Jason loved it, of course, because it's adorable cats and cartoony. So Jason has claimed that one for his growing, expanding collection.
Cute.
Yeah.
Love
If
that.
it I mean, I prefer pretentious decks, he prefers adorable decks.
Yes, you guys balance each other out. It's
We
great.
do. It's all about that balance. Um, so I'll do my if you hear birds chirping, my window is open, that's why.
Love.
Always. I feel like birds are always chirping when I film these videos.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first choice is the Habetrot. Habetrot Traum Tarot. Um, and this was my my one of my January purchases. Um, I chose this one for a couple reasons. I'm gonna try like, can I get there we go. Hi, there's my face. Um, I love the artwork on this one. Um, and I can't quite figure out, is it focusing? I can't tell. I
Yep.
think I need to hide my face. It's focused. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like the colors in this give me coziness. The other thing I really love about it is like these arches. It's like the images are kind of in this arch. So it makes me feel almost like I'm like peering through a window or looking out of a window and kind of seeing all of these like beautiful vignettes through a window. Um, and I don't know, there's just something about this that I absolutely love. Now the text on the cards is in German, which I do not speak, but it's not hard to figure out the suits. And the court cards, I just quickly um like Googled and memorized what they each mean. But I love this deck. I really do. And I haven't worked with it just because I was focused on the Circle of Doors. So I'm really excited to have this month to use this deck. Um, and again, it's hard for me to explain exactly why this deck feels cozy to me. It just does. It just feels warm. It feels inviting to me. So I'm excited to see like whether I'm right in that assessment or not this month. So that's my first pick of my capsule collection is the Habetrot Traum Tarot.
Gorgeous. I'll do my oracle next that I'm going to pair with
Yes,
mine.
the pair. That's a good way to do it for sure.
So the oracle that I think I'm going to use with the Pussycat Tarot is the Sacred Threads Oracle by Don Michelle.
I
And
love
this one, so I picked this one for Warm Embrace because it feels almost like the opposite of a warm embrace to me. And I've said that in a few videos, and every time I say it, I'm like, I hope she doesn't think that I'm being like, like I'm not speaking down about the deck, but it feels solitary to me. It
that.
feels like
Mhm.
incredibly solitary, which is kind of why I love it because as much as like I'm a very social person, I do love being alone like a lot. Like I can just be alone with my weird imagination. And this kind of feels like stepping into that a little bit. And you have this like kind of solitary space and you can just expand and add and whatever. So I feel like this deck makes me feel like I need like a warm embrace. And there is some cards in here that do feel quite warm in a way too, like some like the fun little creatures. I think there's one that's like a cup of coffee or like things like that. I also really thought like that one, like that's warm embrace. But I just thought, like, aesthetically too, this would pair really well with the Little Pussycat Tarot. And yeah, I love this one. I have used this one a lot. I mean, it is like I haven't even had it for a year, but when I first got it, I used it a ton. It pairs really well with a lot of stuff, and I love it.
I want that one. I it's on my list.
Oh,
Um,
are you ordering from? Oh no, you just ordered. I was gonna say it's Make Playing Cards, so.
I should have just added it to my cart, but I was already breaking the rules with like 2 decks. I'm not gonna go like crazyville. I did wanna still try to limit a little bit,
Yeah,
exercise some restraint,
yeah,
but it's definitely one that I would love to have. And do you have like the smaller size?
yeah. The ones I have are the pocketed. I got the this one and the Finders Keepers, and I
Yeah.
got them both in the pocket edition. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I will show you the oracle I chose to go with the Habetrot next. So if you subscribe to me on YouTube, you'll know that I recently did like a pairing video for the Habetrot, and I actually had a really hard time deciding which oracle I liked because there were a few that I actually really loved. But I think that for me, part of the reason why the Habitrot feels like it fits with this warm embrace theme is because of the oracle that I chose to pair it with. So the oracle that I decided to pair it with is the Love Oracle of Eden.
Beautiful.
This deck to me is like the epitome of a warm embrace. Like it has very sort of it has like a really strong, to me, sort of self-empowerment, self-love vibe. And the colors are, I'm just going to hold it up closer. I know it's kind of glossy. It's coming off glossy right now. It's not as glossy in person, I will say. But I love the images in this. I love the tones in this. Um, I don't know that this pairing would necessarily work for everybody, but I love it. Like uplift. I don't know. There's something about this and the Habitat together that just strikes me as very warm, very cozy, very supportive,
Yeah.
very loving. I mean, I say as I pull up the tenderness card with, let's be honest, I love this card. It's this actually kind of hot guy
I was gonna
holding.
say, okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'll try a little tenderness.
I mean, yeah, seriously. um, trust. It's like we're having another like heaven and earth tarot moment.
Yeah.
You
This
know?
is just okay.
But yeah, so this is my oracle choice to pair with the Habitrot. I love this surrender card.
That's beautiful.
This is one of my favorite oracles. Um, so that might be also why I chose it. But I do think that this really fits with the theme of the month for me.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna pour fuel on the flame of us being just regular ass warm-blooded women who can't
Uh,
keep it together when there's a handsome man on a card.
we cannot, or in a book. Let's be honest, or in a book.
Yeah. Oh, books are whole other thing. I don't think Priscilla's on here, but we've been like kind of buddy reading a few things, and it's been
Okay,
fun.
I need some recommendations because, like I said, I've been in a funk. So yeah, I've reread like some favorites lately. Like I reread Legends and Lattes, which is like the ultimate cozy read for me. And I think I'm going to start like this. Is it a sequel or a prequel? Whatever the second book in the series is,
I
I
think
can't
it's
remember if it's a
cool.
prequel.
Yeah.
I think it's a prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really recommend anything in that genre, but
Oh, that's
I've
fine. I'm open.
yeah, as everybody probably knows, because I never shut up about it, I've been reading a ton of Harry Potter fanfics, and they are, when everyone is grown up and how their lives go from there, which is quite entertaining, I must say. And then I've been reading a lot of monster romance, which is
Ooh, yeah. You did send me, like, a few monster romance recs that I
yeah.
read.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of them are shorter too, like, a lot of them are quick reads, they're easy reads, and it's
Yeah.
so funny, I tell people out there, like, "That's weird," I'm like, "I know, but there's something about, like, a hero that is so, like, by nature, like, dangerous or, like, whatever, and then when the authors make them, like, the sweetest, like, just it's just so great. Anyways, okay,
Yeah.
this is not about romance, this is about tarot.
But you did say that you're gonna throw some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, well, saying that some people again probably be like Tara, no, but the Royal Dark Tarot, which is this one, is probably one of like the most like graphic decks that I have, and um, so this is like a dark fantasy romance type of deck. I would describe it as, and it's like yeah, okay. I think the
Like,
nudity
moving along.
is implied, yeah. But anyways, like obviously like this is like I said, this is the one where I was like, this is the more of the embrace kind of portion of this than the warmth. But it's just such a sexy deck to me. Like it's just the nature of it. So I wanted to pick it. And I love this one a lot. Like I don't see it around a ton. And I understand why. Like I know it's kind of like an acquired taste, I guess. But yeah, I love this one. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's pretty self-explanatory, I think. It's a good one.
That is a sexy deck.
It is.
I like the dark fantasy vibe to it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's got some, even me, like, I'm pretty unshakable with a lot of this stuff. There's a few cards that I'm like, ooh, but I don't know. I still love it. Love it a lot. Some questionable images, but that's fine. It's fine with me.
I definitely, well, actually one of the decks that I actually considered picking for Warm Embrace was, have you seen Tarot of the Abyss?
Yes.
Yeah, I really seriously considered picking that one for this month, but I was, like, flipping through it and I was like, I don't there is a lot of nudity. Like, the nudity warning I would have to give for that would be, like, you're gonna need to, like, turn your computer off for the next, like, 2 minutes, and then you can rejoin.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I
it's
I
but there's
sorry.
also something about that that doesn't feel so much cozy to me. It doesn't to me, it doesn't feel cozy. It has, like, a different energy, to it than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching your chat with Benny, and you guys were talking about masculine decks, and it reminded me of the Sabbath Tarot, which is one that I wanted for a long
Mm.
time, and that is X-rated.
I don't think I know that one. I'm gonna have to look that
Look
up.
it up, hun.
I'll
um,
bet you later today.
yeah, I still really want it. I almost ordered it for my February choice, but I
Ooh.
myself because they used to have a travel edition that was a little bit less expensive, but the
Yeah.
original one is like $210 in Canadian dollars. Yeah, so I was like, oof, that just feels like a little.
Is it the Sabbath Tarot you said?
Or sorry, yes, Sabbath, I guess, yeah.
Okay,
It's
I'm,
just
like, looking it up right now because 'cause I'm curious about
it's on
it.
Etsy, it's on Etsy.
Oh, but I love the artwork.
It's really beautiful, yeah, like, even though it's, like I said, like, very graphic,
Yeah, and it's actually a really beautiful deck.
yeah. I'll have it one day. I have to. It's just I have to.
And that is I mean, the is it a photography deck it looks like?
I
Or is
thought
it illustration?
so.
I can't tell. Or
I thought
maybe
it was
both?
illustration, but maybe it's like one of those it kind of reminds me of, those decks where they take a picture, but then they edit it so that it looks like a painting kind of thing. That's what I
Yeah,
suspect it
yeah, yeah,
probably is.
yeah. It's a beautiful deck, but yeah, you're not wrong. It is, very X-rated.
Yeah. So right up my alley.
Yeah, for sure.
um,
Um,
what were you guys talking about? Oh, the Somni. I almost picked the Somnia Tarot. That's another one that like I just know I'm gonna get one day.
I love the Somnia. I don't have the illustrated. I go back and forth on it. Like, I've watched videos where and I know I think maybe Danny did a side by side
Right.
with the
Yeah.
original and the illustrated, and I did, consider the illustrated, but there's something about I think I would probably always just reach for the photography version because I love photography decks. But yeah, I have considered the illustrated for sure.
Yeah.
Would you get the illustrated or like the photography?
So this was the thing. Oh, sorry, Mia, were you saying I I should work with the Love Oracle? I'm gonna look it up either way. But so okay, I don't really like photography decks typically, but because it was so otherworldly in most of those cards, I really loved it. Like with the like
Mhm.
sheets over the head and stuff like that. But the cards where it wasn't those figures and it was like kind of more like regular people, I didn't like that because then it felt more like the type of photography deck that I don't usually gravitate towards. Then
Yeah.
when the illustrated version came out, I was like, oh, like that might be the one for me. And then when I
Mhm.
saw Danny do the side by side, it was funny. I was like, the cards with like the hooded figures, I like better in the photography deck. And then the cards with the regular people, I like better in the illustrated deck. But I think at the end of the day, like in my Etsy wish listing, I just left the photography one. That's the one that I'm gonna get because I think
Yeah.
that it's just so well done. I think it's because the lighting.
Yeah.
The lighting doesn't work as well in the illustrated. And I think the lighting is a big part of what makes that deck so beautiful.
Yeah, Mia wrote the appeal of the Somnia for her is that foggy atmosphere, which I don't think you really get in the illustrated version at
Yeah.
all. Like that's 100% something that you, I think, really would only get from the photography, which is why I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very atmospheric. It's very, I don't, and I know that it was designed specifically for like dream work, sort of working with nightmares.
Mm.
But I don't, I mean, I use it. I use it in general. I think it probably has more of like a shadow work element to it, but
Yeah.
I don't really do any work with dreams. So for me, I mean, that's not how I would use it.
Same. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Mia was saying that the Love Oracle even would be great with the Somnia. I think that would be really cool too.
Ooh, okay. I'll have to play around with that. I bet that would be beautiful. Maybe I should do like a playing with pairs with like the Somnia tarot and
Yes.
and just kind of pull some things. Because I
Thank
think
you,
that would
Naomi.
be a fun deck to pair.
So many wands.
There are, yeah, so Nao just looked up the Sabbath Tarot. There are a lot of wands,
Big
many,
wands.
many wands.
So many wands. Wand
Very like, and it's not shy about showing off the wands
no.
at all.
I love the wands. Lots of batons. Oh, I wonder what the
Everything
Ace of Wands looks like.
actually, I'm like, are they just gonna lean into it? Because they should 100% with that deck.
If they don't, I'm not buying it. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I agree, Mia. It is a stunning deck, for sure. I it may actually go on my list. I just don't know how I would work with it. You know, that's the only thing. Because I feel like lately I've been in much more of like I want more feminine decks. But I do think it like more masculine decks would not be the worst thing to have on the market and also in my collection.
Yeah.
Mia said the Ace of Wands is a candle. Now I'm gonna have to like look this up. I'm gonna have to watch a flip through later
Does it look
today.
dripping wax at least? Okay. It's too early for this.
Is it ever too early for this,
Actually,
Sarah?
you started it with your slip. It's
I
February. It's the month
literally
of
I cannot believe it. Well, actually, who am I kidding? I can totally believe that I did that. Totally believe it.
Oh my
Oh,
each
man.
finger is a candle. Oh, what?
Each
Candle.
finger is so it's like hand and then each finger is, like, on fire like a candle.
Oh,
That's
oh,
actually kinda cool.
yeah,
That's actually kinda cool.
yeah,
Okay, is it my turn
it is, yeah.
for my second tarot deck? Okay, this one feels, like, a little on the nose, but it is what it is. Hold on, I gotta get it out of the bag. I have it in this, beautiful Crystal Haven UK bag.
Gorgeous.
Um, and this is the Tarot of Aphrodite. I have the first edition of this. I know that the second edition, some of the cards have changed. I think the pink borders are a little smaller and it's a more subtle pink. I actually really like the second edition, but I really don't need it since I have the first edition. Um, I mean, I chose this partially because, Aphrodite is the goddess of love, but I also chose this because I do really just love kind of classical art. And I thought it would be nice to have a sort of classical art deck to work with this month, to really lean into my pretentiousness. I can't let it. Um, I will say, like, I know one of the things that changed in the second edition of this deck, is the images were kind of sharpened up for the second edition because some of the images in the first edition are a little, I don't want to say blurry because it's not like you can't see them, but there's like a softness to them, which I actually love. I actually love that softness to the artwork. It feels very, it makes it feel warmer to me. It makes it feel cozier and more inviting to me.
Yeah.
This to me feels like just going to a museum, wandering around, looking at beautiful art, and just kind of enjoying sitting with my thoughts. And of course, this is a very feminine deck. I mean, it's the Tarot of Aphrodite, so I love it. Nudity warning, too late. Another nudity warning, too late. But I adore this deck so much, and this is another one, like, when it came in, I didn't really work with it, all that much, so I've never really gotten to know it. And, so, yeah, Shanna just laughed when I said, "I'll lean into my pretentiousness." I am who I am.
You
I
managed to, like, have that, but still be, like, the one of the sweetest, like,
oh,
most wonderful people. So,
oh, thank
take and
you.
run with
I
it.
try and balance it out by not being an asshole. That's the
You're
goal.
succeeding.
Um, but yeah, so this deck to me is very much. I'm gonna scoot it in a little bit more. Very much.
Oh, I love the colors in that one.
Isn't that
It's
beautiful?
really beautiful, yeah.
I know. There is part of me that like I do like. Okay, I like the changes in the borders because they're smaller, and I like the paler pink color in the second edition. But in terms of the art, I've watched side by side flip throughs. I actually prefer the original versions of the cards that are in this deck for the most part. But I also love the kind of hazy softness of the images in this first edition. I don't know that I think it's something that needed to be, sharpened
Yeah.
just for the vibe of this deck. But I love this. I love this deck so much. This was the one I waffled a little bit on the Habetrot. I had no doubts about the Tarot of Aphrodite. That one was never in question for me to use this month. So I'm so excited to work with it. Okay, you ready for the second oracle?
Yay.
Let's do it.
Okay. So the second one that I picked is this one, which is the Broadbent Sisters clearing cards. So this one I picked because my best friend actually gifted this to me. And how can I hold this so that you can see the actual keywords? This is one that I don't see around a ton because it's an indie deck from Toronto. The artists are from Toronto here. And I think this is the one that I was saying, like, it feels like a warm embrace because it was a gift from my best friend and because it's from like my city. Like, I don't live there anymore. I moved out 2 years ago. Had enough of the city life, but it still is very close to my heart. And I feel like this one actually feels like a very much like a self-love type of deck, even though it can come off like a little bit challenging and dark and stuff like that. For me, actually, that feels kind of perfect because I remember.
Sorry.
You're
Me
right.
and you can smell the ballpoint pen whenever I look at it. Same.
Oh, that reminds me. So because it's two sisters that made this, it is two different art styles. I'll try and find like one of them is, oh, this is okay here. This is like a perfect example. So one of them is like a more scratchy type of art style, and then the other one is more of like a thicker line type of thing. But yeah, I was just thinking like through my own, journey of like mental health and all of that kind of stuff, self-love came up a lot, and it was something that I used to like really roll my eyes really hard at. And I've come around, but I still feel like it feels more like this, like a little bit more shadowy than it does, the way that I think like it's kind of, I see it generally kind of portrayed. Um, but I think that's only fair. It's going to look different for everybody. So yeah, I thought that was, it felt right.
I love that. I hadn't actually heard of it until I saw it on your list. Tara and I have like a Notion hub that we share where we just kind of keep track of everything and brainstorm and collaborate. And yeah, I saw that on her list and I was like, I've never heard of that, and looked it up, and I love that art style. Mia, I agree. The ballpoint pen is totally a pro and not a con on that deck. And I think it's so special that it's two sisters who did it.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I know the art styles sound like they're a little different, but it still seems cohesive to me.
It feels, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I first got it, it took me a minute to like realize that there was like two different styles. So yeah. And it has very unique keywords, like warm wax.
Ooh.
What does that mean? It does come with a little guidebook.
I like that.
So I don't know, maybe I'll use this one for our reading at the end.
Mia, I think, probably has this one too.
Oh.
Because she said it feels so magical the way it's packaged and everything.
Yeah.
I'm making an inference here that she owns it as well.
It does, because it feels very like handmade kind of thing.
Oh, she doesn't have it. I inferred incorrectly. It is a beautiful, beautiful deck and super unique. I had never seen it. And I am intrigued by it for sure. Yeah. Okay, my turn. I'm really excited about this last one. So when oh no, okay, it is opening. Okay, thank goodness. I thought it was it's a tuck box, like a really uninspired, crappy tuck box from Make Playing Cards.
Tucky tuck box.
Okay, so this is actually one of the oracles that I purchased when I broke our one deck a month limit. Like you do. Crazy laugh. Losing the thread. Okay, so this is by Rose Bay Tarot. This is the La Vie en Rose oracle deck that she makes. So I don't know if it's gonna pick up, but basically, like each image has like a keyword sort of stamped somewhere on the card.
Ooh.
Hi Dee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was kind of playing around with a lot of different pairings for the Tarot of Aphrodite because there's actually a lot of really beautiful, beautiful things you can pair with that deck. And I just decided to randomly try this one. And you know how sometimes when you're like flipping through decks side by side, you'll just completely lose track of time because the keywords and the readings and what you're getting from it is like so good, you just can't stop.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I felt about this pairing with the Tarot of Aphrodite. The keywords just work beautifully with that tarot. And then the colors are actually also really, really good with that deck as well. And this is a chonky deck. Like it is, let me see. There we go. I mean, it is it has so many cards. I don't even know how many cards it has, but it has so many cards. And then these are the backs. I forgot to show the backs of the others, but I love the backs. They're so pretty. They have like a little wax seal, an angel, and then the name of the deck. Yeah, so this is the one that I chose to go with the Tarot of Aphrodite. The thing I really love about this is there are so many cards that there are keywords for pretty much any type of work you could possibly want to do with this deck. It's very thorough. And to me, this reminds me of like, and I can't explain why. This reminds me of like Tara. If you and I could, if we didn't live in separate countries, if you and I could sit down at a table together and just have a bunch of like paper and just collage different things together, that's what this feels like to me. This feels like a craft day with your girlfriends. This feels like sitting down and just creating with people you love.
One day.
Yes, one day we'll make it happen. I see it in our future for sure. But yeah, Dee said she's never seen this oracle before. It is on Make Playing Cards. I'll link everything in the description after the video. It's from Make Playing Cards, from Rose Bay Tarot. And yeah, this one is permanently up. So the other one I got is the one that was only up for like a week and a half or so. This one is permanently up on Make Playing Cards. And I adore this deck. I love it so much. I think I'm actually going to do a video on Rose Bay's 2 Oracle decks because they are both absolutely stunning, wonderful decks. She's also working on a tarot right now. Some of you probably follow her, called the Sistine Tarot, and I'm so excited to get my hands on that because her work is beautiful.
Amazing. Love that.
Yeah. So that's my last pick. Did you have any like honorable mentions, like any you considered but didn't end up choosing for this month?
No, I mean, I have like one called like the Sexual Magic Tarot, but like I don't I keep it solely for like either like writing or obviously or like relationship type of readings. And then I have another one called the Inner Compass Cards. So it's not the Inner Compass Oracle, it's the Inner Compass Cards. And this company came out with like 2 different versions of them. One is like the love one, and one of them is like the regular one. So the love one I kind of consider, but that's again one that I kind of just always have in my little like relationship pile deck that if I want to do a relationship reading. So I felt like I kind of like always have those in their own little section. So I wanted to like pick some kind of different things. What about you?
I did actually. Tara and I were talking about this. I only narrowed this down like yesterday to my final picks. So a really, really wonderful, kind, sweet subscriber sent me they thought I would like the Goddess of Love tarot. So like this is brand new. I just got this in January. And can I just say like how many nice people there are in this world? Like they're really the generosity of some people, like just to share something you love with, with me is so kind and so sweet. But I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen this one.
Of course.
So Tara and I were like, Tara was like talking me off the ledge yesterday because I was like, I don't know what to do. What's happening? I was very overwhelmed, having meltdown, type A. And this deck is actually, I think the minors are pretty, let me find yeah, the minors are pretty pippish. I mean, I feel like this one is not a good example. Like this one, like 4 of Cups, like it's pretty pippish.
Yeah.
And I feel like I really just need to do more work with pips. I need to work with need to work on memorizing numerology and sort of learning numerology before I can really like get everything I would like to get out of a pip deck. Not a pip deck, a pip deck.
Oh my God, did you combine those two?
I mean, at least I dodged that bullet.
Yeah.
It wasn't a complete failure. Yeah, so I I thought about using that one along with, and this is an interesting deck. Why do I always forget what it's called? I cannot remember what it's called. Hmm. I will put it in the description below, but it's like a Lenormand and Oracle combo. Um, and this looks stunning with the Goddess of Love tarot.
That I've never seen that before.
Let me look it up real quick. It's in my Etsy.
I love a black background.
You do or you don't?
I do. I love.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just pulling it up to try and find it. It is here we go. The Walk Through the Eternal Gardens, Oracle and Lenormand. It's just on Etsy, but it's beautiful. I love this mask card.
Yeah.
This might be an option for you for your February purchase too, unless you've already made it.
I already made it. I'm gonna add that to my little Etsy list though.
Yeah, I think this deck is stunning. I think at some point this year I am gonna work with the Goddess of Love tarot as part of one of my capsules. I mean, I feel like that deck could also be a summer deck as
I was
well.
just thinking like spring, fertility, like all that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
Ooh, that's a great connection too. So that was like my honorable mention that I'm not working with this month. I may occasionally like pull this out as I do my I do want to, and we'll talk about this, I guess, kind of like our plans for the month.
Yeah.
But I do want to spend some time this month like with pips and kind of thinking about the numerology and actually trying to memorize it because it just falls out of my brain as soon as so I have some ideas for what I can do to help myself remember. I just need to sit down and do it. But are you doing any like deck studies right now? Did you start the
No.
HoloQuest? No.
No. No. So actually, next weekend on my channel, we're gonna do study sprints. I really want to have Kelsey's going to be there, obviously.
I'll be there.
And a couple other people that are in the chat are going to be there. I don't want to say who because I don't want to make them feel like overly committed. But yeah, there's going to be a few of us, and we're going to do study sprints. So I want to make sure that I get some of the reading done before then. Actually, last night when you and I were chatting about something, I did pull out my Tarot Untold book and started reading through it a bit because I was like kind of having a little bit of curiosity about numerology and pips and stuff like that. So, but no big updates on studies, but hopefully once I start those study sprints, that'll at least give me a little bit more of a push to do those. Yeah.
I love that idea so much. Actually, for people who don't know what that is, do you maybe want to explain it real quick, just in case they want to tune in next week?
Yeah. So I first came across this within like the booktube world, and people do like reading sprints. And since then I've seen people do like productivity sprints and stuff like that. And it's so funny, when I first told my fiance about it, he was like, that sounds so dumb. But I was like, no, it's actually great. So basically what we're going to do is Kelsey and I think like 3 or 4 other people are going to jump on a live. We'll chat a little bit first, talk about what we're going to study. And then we're going to set a timer for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, like whatever we decide. And then we're going to mute our mics and we're going to study for that time period. And then an alarm's going to go off. We'll all jump back on and chat about what we studied. And the intention is to focus it on like any tarot related study. Obviously, I'm not going to like force people to study certain things, but that's like the theme. So I'll either probably read like some of my HoloQuest stuff then, or maybe I'll get back into Untold Tarot or something like that. But just to kind of like set aside like dedicated time to focus on reading or studying or whatever it is. And I found doing it within the booktube community, it was really great. And it was fun. Like everybody in the chat was saying like what they were reading and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that we can replicate that on TarotTube.
Such a good idea. It makes me feel like we're kind of all sitting in like a coffee shop together and just kind of like studying in a space together. Even if we're not talking, there's like that solidarity, that part of being part of a community where everybody is like putting their energy towards learning and growing. And I love that idea so much.
I am very excited that you want to do it with me.
Oh my gosh.
So
Absolutely. Well, it also like it's good too because it's dedicated time each month, or however often you do it to sit down and just study, just learn,
yeah,
which is sometimes hard to do without. I need structure. I need
same.
structure, and life gets so busy. So having that dedicated time to do that is such a good idea.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pumped. And yeah, I think I'm my initial thought was like do it once a month. Maybe other people will host some,
Mhm.
maybe I'll do more. Like, I mean, I don't own this idea or anything like
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
but for me, I mean, yeah, I would love to try and host it once a month.
I love like making it almost like a book club vibe where you like take turns hosting. That's a really cute idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
definitely.
great idea. Okay, well, now we're on to the February deck purchase, which you said you've already made. So what did you get?
I made it yesterday. I finally got the corrupted tarot. Well, I don't have it, but I ordered it.
Okay,
And
wait, do I know this one? Hold on.
I sent it to you yesterday.
Oh, that's the one. That's right. It's the one you
Yeah.
sent me with like
Yeah.
the collaborative deck. Yeah.
This was another oh, okay, yeah, Sylvie. So Sylvie is joining us. I did not like I said, I didn't
Hi,
wanna
Kelly.
say who was joining, just didn't wanna make you feel overcommitted, but I am so pumped to hang out with you. So, yeah,
For sure.
excited. And excited. I feel like Sylvie is very like you I feel like you're a good studier. Like you talk about study a lot.
And she has all
So
those page flags in her books.
yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like very pumped to like study with you. And also like I love hearing what people get out of those moments like that sprint. Like what did you get out of that sprint? And sharing that and hearing people's like initial reactions to what they read and stuff. Okay. But sorry, anyways, the corrupted tarot. So this is another one that I saw. Danny just influences me constantly. Um, so, uh, this is another one that I saw on her channel, and again, another one that I don't think I've ever seen anywhere else. And it's a collaborative deck, which I'm usually not uh, very drawn to. Like, if I hear it's a collaborative deck, I'm like, no, not for me. But this one was just so cool. From what she showed, it did look cohesive, and again, it was kind of like that dark fantasy kind of vibe. I think maybe through all of this, I'm kind of like narrowing down my aesthetic a little bit because I remember telling you, Kelsey, that I feel like I feel like you have a very cohesive style, and I feel like mine is like just chaos. And that's fine if that's what it ends up being. But part of me kind of does want to feel like some sense of cohesiveness within my shit. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I love that you have kind of eclectic taste though. Like I actually really love that. And I wish sometimes that I did. Mine because sometimes you run the risk of like almost creating like an echo chamber, I guess, in your decks or like a monoculture in your collection almost.
I could see.
Um I don't think that's the case for my collection because I actually do have like a number of decks that that's not true. They're still consistent with what I like in terms of, like, their energy, their vibe. I do feel like there is quite a bit of diversity, but I love that you have so many different types of decks and that you have such a broad interest. I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
Of
It's
course.
it's a lot sometimes, but yeah.
I can show the deck real quick. I could share my screen and
Yes.
show the
Oh,
deck you chose if you want me to.
I think people would
Yeah.
love to see it because I think it's really cool.
Let's do it. Share. I'm like learning all sorts of things here. We're using StreamYard. So I'm learning as I go. Okay, let's look at the did you get the standard deck?
Mhm.
Okay, can you
I
see
did.
the screen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So here is the deck that Tara chose.
I actually think Sylvie would like this. It feels
I like this, like, kind of vampiric.
esque.
Ooh, that's spoopy.
Love that. I just read a spider romance.
Wait, there's a spider roam of course there's what am I even saying? There's a spider of course
It's
there's a
an
spider.
aliens, like, humanoid spider, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not in a position to judge. I've read some, as you know, some real weird things
Oh,
too, like that
yeah.
alien spaceship
Oh, that's
erotica.
something.
I don't even know. I still don't know what I read, and it's been a few years. I'm still processing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks so cool. I think these are the pictures that they have.
Yeah. Oh, that's it?
Maybe there's more. Let's see. Yeah, because you said that they actually specialize in, like,
Gaming
furniture.
furniture and stuff and, like, dice. Like, it seems like a my friend who, like, is obsessed with D&D, he was like, "Oh, yeah, I know that company. I want, like, so much of their stuff." They have, like, really
Huh.
beautiful gaming tables and stuff like that, and yeah,
Maybe they have, like, in the luxury deck, they have some other cards. Let's see.
maybe.
Oh, yeah, here's a few more,
Okay.
just different, cards. This is cool, and it actually looks really cohesive
Yeah,
for a collaborative deck.
yeah, I thought so too.
That one looks cool. I like the embers on the tree. That's really neat. And it also has, like,
Oh,
the arches.
yeah.
I really love that. It feels like a portal. It feels like you're, like, looking into kind of another world or another moment.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Thanks.
Love it.
What did you pick?
Um, I don't know. Um,
We're gonna pick for you.
seriously. Actually, like, I wouldn't mind if people weigh in a little bit because I'm kind of waffling back and forth on a couple different decks. So one of the options that I'm considering is dust to onyx, and I can show that. I think it just looks absolutely beautiful. And I know a few tarot friends who have this, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. So hold on, let me share my screen here. Present, share screen, share screen. There we go. Oh my gosh, so many things to click. There we go. Um, so it is the Dust to Onyx Tarot. The artwork just looks so intriguing to me. I mean, look at this card. Like, this card looks amazing. And I think okay. I think that each card has, like, some spot gloss detailing as well, to kind of bring out some of the features. But I absolutely love this deck. I think it's so beautiful. I guess I'm just gonna keep scrolling. Oh, here we go. Here's some more. It just has so many beautiful cards in it, and I love it so much. But then and this was like a Benny thing. So I actually think I had settled on Dust to Onyx. And then last night, Benny from The Fool's Apprentice sent me a message, and he was talking about how one of his subscribers had commented on the recent video Benny and I did together and had suggested a deck that they thought we would both like. So I'm just going to change my screen here so that it's a little easier for me to find it. It's called the Opera Tarot. I had never heard of this.
Are you gonna
I
pull it up?
What's up?
Are you gonna pull it up?
I am, yeah, I just have to find it. Order here. Okay. So there aren't, like, a huge number of pictures of it, but I saw a flip through. There's, like, a flip through video online, that I can link below for anybody who's intrigued. Let me switch my screen over here so I can wait, what's happening? Present, share screen. There we go. Um, okay, so there's really only one card that shows. So each card is based on either a famous opera singer or a famous opera, but the artwork is still really intuitive if you don't like opera. I'm not like a huge opera fan. It's not my preferred type of music. Shockingly, I know, it seems like
I was thinking of it, I wasn't gonna say
oh, just say it. We're past defending each other, Tara, we're beyond that.
it. Kate, sorry,
Um,
can I just say, like, I don't know if it's, like, 'cause it's the image is small, but why does it look like the lion's, like, gagging on her knee or something? What's happening?
actually, that's hilarious. Let me see.
Yeah,
No, her knee is behind his face, but it does look like he's gagging. I will give you that.
it looks like he's just yeah. Oh, hi,
Oh, that's
Ange and
funny.
Rob. Hi.
I wish that there were, like, more pictures. Hold on, maybe on the other nope, none there either. I promise this deck is beautiful. I will link the flip through video below. Yeah, hairball, Rob. Yeah. Rob just said the lion has a hairball.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yeah, so it's a really beautiful deck. The art style is really unique. In fact, the art style for some reason reminds me a little bit of the Red Seeds Tarot and the Red Seeds Oracles, just like a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to let me see if I can find images. No, it's like this deck, there's a video online, but I can't oh wait. So I guess is this on his website? I'm so sorry. I'm like taking us all down like a really weird rabbit hole.
You know what's funny? When you first showed it, I don't know if it was just again like because the image was smaller, but I thought that the art style looked like MJ Cooling a little bit. Like it reminded me a little bit of that.
A little bit, yeah. I I can totally see that for sure. Yeah, so those are kind of the two that I'm waffling back and forth between Dust to Onyx or the Opera Tarot. And actually, there is a third one too.
What
I
is it?
mean, do you guys want to see it, or are you like, please just stop?
Oh, Annette.
Annette,
Hi,
welcome. Okay, does anybody wanna see, like, the third option I'm entertaining? Because I don't wanna, like, keep babbling on and on if,
Show it.
should I show it? Okay, if Tara says so. Um, it's the and this one won't surprise you at all. This one is 1000% in the, firmly in the pretentious Kelsey category. Um, do this one.
It's
There we go.
class, okay?
It's this
Classy.
this guy,
Ooh,
the Victorian Tarot by Taroko Studio. Um,
very nice.
I really, really love this deck. It's another one that I kind of discovered in January. I had never heard of it, but like, look at this two of coins. Like her face, she's like, she's giving like, bring it on, bitch vibes, which I really dig. Um, yeah, this deck is really stunning. Like, look at this tower card. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. Maybe I can zoom in.
Oh, yeah, that works. Ooh. Oh, bye, Sylvie. Thanks for coming. See you
Yeah,
next week.
bye, Sylvie. Oh, here's a better picture of the tower card.
That's awesome.
So this is the other one that I am considering.
Okay,
Any
so
thoughts? What do
Dust
you
to
think?
Onyx.
Dust to Onyx, the Opera Tarot, which I couldn't really find pictures of, or the Victorian Tarot.
My vote would be the Victorian.
Victorian, it's a
Yeah.
good choice. It's so pretty. And I love a black and white deck.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to weigh in the chat? What do you think? I'll go with the community will. Dust to Onyx, Victorian Tarot, or the Opera Tarot. Tara's vote is the Victorian Tarot.
Same with Rob.
Same with Rob.
Fabulous taste, Rob.
Yeah, I'll give it a minute here for everybody to weigh in. What else? I guess is it time for our collab reading?
Reading? It is.
Whew, okay.
You pick the deck you want to use first. I think I picked first last time. You
Oh,
picked your
Shanna picked Victorian as well.
Yes.
Okay, I'll pick the deck I wanna use first. Maybe I'll just start with the Oracle.
Sure.
I think let's use the actually, do you wanna pick? Which one do you want? Do you want or I guess we can let other people pick? I think that's what we did last
Oh,
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, Victorian tarot looks pretty, dust to onyx is beautiful, but you have to be okay with all the faces.
Yeah.
I feel like Victorian kinda has the most votes right now.
I feel like Victorian is the most, like, broad conceptually. Like,
Yeah,
Dust to Onyx feels like I don't even know if it's, like, very culturally specific, I'm just assuming
yeah,
it is, but it
yeah,
feels like a hyper specific deck.
yeah.
Um, and same with the opera one.
Yeah, they are really
Yeah,
specific.
yeah. Which sometimes is, like, what you're looking for.
Dee likes the opera tarot. Dee, do you have that one? Do you have the opera tarot? Dee has, like, beautiful decks. I'm just kinda curious if she has that one because I don't know anybody who has that one. I've never even seen it until yesterday.
I feel like aesthetically, the Dust to Onyx is the prettiest,
Yeah, yeah,
but I just feel like I would get the most use out of the Victorian.
yeah. I could see that for sure. Okay, so I guess let's pick, the oracle first. So we'll do, like, another little a little vote from everybody. Which for our collaborative reading, which oracle deck would you like me to pick a card from? I have the, Love Oracle of Eden, and I have the Levion Rose Oracle. So Levion Rose or Love Oracle of Eden. You guys pick. Which deck should we pull an oracle card from? Give it a minute. D doesn't have it, but it has so much character. I agree. It's a really unique deck. And it's also limited to, I think, like 1,000 copies. Levion Rose Oracle from Shanna D. Love Oracle of Eden. Good choice, Annette. Rob picked Love Oracle of Eden. Nao just bought the Love Oracle of Eden. Okay, I never want to like make people spend their money, but I feel like that was a lovely choice.
Yeah.
D put Rose Oracle. Ooh, it's really close. 2 to 3. Does anybody else want to weigh in? Sway the vote one way or the other.
I can't now.
Okay, so we have one. I guess we have 1, 2 for Rose, 3 for Oracle of Eden. All right. I will do. Should I do Love Oracle of Eden, or I mean, because it's so close, we could do one from each, I guess.
I was gonna say, let's do, yeah, whatever way you want. Like, if you want to do the collaborative reading with the one that got the votes, and
Yeah,
then pull another from the other one separately, or if you want to do them together, like whatever.
maybe we'll do the collaborative from the one that got the most votes,
Yeah.
and then I can pull an Oracle card from the Levion Rose.
Okay.
Annette, Love Oracle of Eden is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous deck. Okay. Do we have anything we're considering? Any questions?
How can we um how can we share our warm embrace with those around us this month?
Yes.
I don't know. That's just the first thing that came to my mind.
Maybe how can we warmly embrace those around us this month?
Beautiful.
All right. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is a good one. So we got patience.
Oh.
Is this backwards for you?
No.
Okay, good. We got patience, which is just a beautiful card. Tara, do you want to pull the tarot and then we can kind of talk about like how these two connect?
Yeah. Should we do the same thing? Does
Yeah,
anyone
let's
want does
do
anyone
it.
have a preference for the Royal Dark Tarot or the Pussycat Tarot?
We'll kinda
and
connect the dots. So, Pussycat Tarot or
Royal Dark Tarot.
Royal Dark Tarot?
Naomi was saying there was only one left in stock. Well, you got it.
Yeah, she did. She got it. Thank you.
Yay!
I'm glad you got it. I can't wait to hear what you think about it, when it arrives.
Or if no one ha do you have any feelings about the tarot? No one really
I
wa
think the Pussycat Tarot yeah, Rob I agree with Rob. The Pussycat Tarot
I think
is
it goes better with your
yeah,
oracle.
aesthetically, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob, the little cat in a box. I love it.
Okay, so sorry, what was the question? How can we
How
warmly
can we
embrace?
warmly embrace those around us this month?
Please don't be a court card. Please don't be a court
Good morning,
card.
Benny. Good
Okay.
morning.
Oh, hi, Benny. Benny, I'm gonna message you after this about something. But anyways, okay, I'm really excited that I got the Six of Swords. This is actually my stalker card, like my forever stalker card.
Um,
And I feel like so I always think of this as moving on and more like obviously like I think of it more like not physically but mentally kind of like moving on from something, letting go of something. And I don't know, do you want to comment first before I say anything about patience aspect?
no, go for it.
I just feel like maybe within that process you need to be patient with yourself because it's not an easy thing to do. And in connection with like the question of how to link that to warmly embracing others, maybe it's like a hang up on something with like a relationship with someone else that you need to release. um, Obviously like being patient with others is a big part of that. I feel like there's a lot of like kind of pause within these two cards, and you have to kind of be intentional with the way that you not only like interact with others around you, but kind of process your own thoughts and be less reactive, I guess. But yeah,
I love that.
what are
I love
your
that.
what are your thoughts?
I saw that, Rob put leaping,
Yes.
too. Yeah, I think, my first thought was I think sometimes it's easy to get bogged down in our baggage. It's easy to get bogged down in or even just, like, stuck in certain emotions. Um, and sometimes you just kinda have to let those things go, right? Like, you just have to kind of move forward, and you have to just, let things go and leave them behind. And I think that that's true of any relationship you have, right? Like, so I like this idea of sort of like leaping forward, right? Letting certain things go and moving forward with patience for everyone involved, like for yourself, for the people around you. Just be patient because we're all kind of moving through things differently and at different times. And I think that this patience is really key in how you interact with people and move through life, honestly, is just being patient.
Yeah,
I like that. I love that card. I love that deck. It's so cute.
that's cute. Yeah. I love
That
how
might be I just haven't found a cat deck that, like, sings to me, and I love cats, but I mean, there's part of me that wants, like, the, Bohemian Cats tarot that Baba Studios
yeah.
it's out of print now and going for exorbitant prices. But I I'm like, I don't there's something about that and I don't mind personified animals, but this one, there's something about this one that I just I love.
That's really cute. Is there a oh, I love this guy, the little Knight of Pentacles. Look at
The
him.
Knight of Pentacles, I cannot. Look at his little face.
Yeah, he's screaming.
Oh my god, I
Is there
love
a
him.
card that you always, like, wanna look at
Oh,
in
the
within
Hermit. The Hermit
oh,
is always one of my go-to cards.
where is the Hermit? I'll try and find him. Do you wanna pull, a card
Yeah. Okay,
from
so we had a few people vote for Livy on Rose. Benny, that deck is called the Pussycat Tarot.
Yeah. It's on Etsy.
Yeah, it's on Etsy. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna try. This deck is really big. The Levian Rose is quite large. Cosmic Cat. I know what's the spirit cats too. I've seen that one, but I don't know oh, little kitty, what happened to you? Wait, what is that on his side?
I don't know. It looks
That's
like an
blood, like he's been
acorn.
stabbed?
It looks like I thought it was like a heart, but now it looks like an acorn, honestly.
I'm like really close to my screen trying to see.
I know. I
Is
don't
that what is that?
I don't love this hermit card. I mean, I kind of like that he's
Yeah.
like on a little bowl.
Pedestal by
Yeah,
himself. But
yeah,
usually the hermit to me speaks more like of introspection, of like solitude and quiet. That one feels like isolation or like alienation a little bit to me.
yeah. Oh,
That
okay.
that that's a hermit card that makes me sad.
Yeah.
Okay. I know a few of you had voted for the Livion Rose, so I'm gonna pull a card from that oracle for you to see. And let me just get it.
Ange made a really like beautiful point. And she said, I think that's the cat's heart showing the light within.
Okay.
Because it is kind of glowing. Look.
Yeah, and there's the light kind of behind him,
Yeah.
right? Like he's sort of glowing. He has this light shining behind him.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes it less sad for me.
I like that.
Yeah, and that was my first thought too. I thought he was like hurt and it was making me so sad.
Oh, but it does say in there, they have like just like a little thing for the
Yeah.
hermit. It says isolation and reflection. So
But I guess I mean I could still see that fitting. That card throws me a little bit actually because I totally get Ange's point for sure on that
yeah,
one. But he does feel a little I don't know if the hermit is always isolated though, you know?
I feel like
Um,
isolation feels like not like self-imposed, whereas like solitude feels like like isolation doesn't feel like a choice. I mean, it can be, but when I hear the word isolation, I'm like, you're forced out. Whereas
yeah,
solitude, you chose to be
same.
alone. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the kind of connotation of that is very different than like the connotation of solitude.
yeah, definitely.
Um, oh my gosh. So let's see what card we got. We got this card, and the keyword on this one is third party. Third party. I
Ooh,
actually I love it with like the three figures. Like there's so many ways you could interpret that.
yeah.
Like third party, are you kind of like the third wheel on the outside looking in? Are you feeling left out of something and what might that be? But I mean third party could also mean like, you're part of this group. Like and you're part of this group that like is unified, you're part of this community, you feel included. I could really see that keyword going either way depending on where you are and what you need to see in it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? So when you see third party?
I mean, my first thought went filthy, absolutely immediately. I read way too much romance. Everything just goes to that. But
I mean, that could be too.
I think when I think of third party, I think of something that's brought in that is separate from the two.
Mhm.
Because it feels to me like kind of like that term feels like corporate almost. So I feel like it's bringing in something to a partnership that is still separate but complementary, I guess.
Ooh, I like that. So maybe it's a card of like reflecting on maybe what do you need to bring in?
Shanna put third party for me.
Oh, that's a good one
And
too.
I felt like when you said that, it kind of like connects. Yeah.
Yes. Like an impartial view. I love that too. Maybe some distance, some insight maybe into whatever's going on from somebody who is not directly involved in it might be helpful for you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the key words in this are actually really, really evocative. and have so many layers to them. Like, I mean, look at how many different interpretations we came up with between all of us in just a really short period.
That's very unique. Yeah.
Yeah.
Angie was asking if you purchased the softest shade oracle.
I did. Yeah, I got that one because that was the one that was up for like a really short period of time, like a week, week and a half. Yeah, I did get that one as well. And actually, you know what's crazy? That one also works surprisingly well with the Tarot of Aphrodite. And that particular deck is chonky because it came with like it came with it was two decks because the deck had so many cards in it. Make Playing Cards wouldn't let her list it as one deck. So it was like the deck and then an expansion deck that is still part of it with like extra cards.
Ooh.
So it is a beautiful deck. Oh, it is. You know what? You're right. I don't think she's taking it down until tomorrow. I remember her saying that now that you mentioned that, Ange. She's taking it down the 5th on Make Playing Cards. Um, I honestly like I can't recommend her decks enough. The keywords are fabulous. I have no regrets about breaking my like one deck a month purchase for her oracle. Like none at all. Yeah, same Ange. That tarot deck looks beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
Benny, the deck that's being taken down is called the Softest Shade Oracle by Rose Bay on Make Playing Cards. I'll link everything below. Yeah, so Ange just said that it has an expansion pack that's listed too. So here, I can even just show you guys. Let me this is just turning into like an unofficial advertisement. Rose Bay Tarot. Here we go. I just found it. Let me share my screen real quick. Share, and we'll do this one. Okay, here we go. So it's these 3 decks. So Levion Rose is the one that I just pulled from. And that one is still on there. And then the Softest Shade has so this is the sort of first chunk of the deck, and this deck has 92 cards. And then the expansion gives you another 30.
ooh.
And this is the one, the Softest Shade is the one that's being taken down, I think tomorrow. So, no, you're good, Ange. I'm always happy to talk about beautiful, beautiful things. So yeah, but the Levion Rose one that I pulled from, this one is going to be up permanently, is what Rose Bay has said. Yeah, I mean, it's really good value considering how many cards you get. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love it. Highly recommend. Oh, I can post a link in the chat. Good job, me. I didn't even like think about that. And then Ange said it. And I'm like, of course. There you go. I just posted a link to her shop in the chat for you in case you decide you want to go and look at it. You're welcome, Annette. Yeah, so I guess is that it? I do think I'm gonna go with the Victorian Tarot. I think that's the one I'm gonna get. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Communal Will. But anything else to add before we sign off?
No, I just thanks so much. I could gush forever about how much it means to just see people in the chat and talking,
Yes.
and it's just awesome. I love doing this. Makes me really happy. Very
Me
grateful.
too. I was looking forward to it so much. And I love that everybody's like engaging in the chat. That makes me really happy.
Yeah.
You know, that people are weighing in and that you took the time to be here. That's amazing.
Yes,
So
definitely.
we love you all so much. We will be back next month with a guest.
Yeah.
Actually, we will have a surprise guest joining us next month. We're going to start trying to invite a different guest each month to join us. So you get even more amazing decks. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Shanna. That's so sweet. Benny, we start early, so no judgment. And good news, this is gonna be posted onto YouTube, so you can always go back and rewatch if you need to. Awesome. I'm so glad that you did that, Rob. That's awesome. Thank you for coming. You're all amazing, and we can't wait to see you next month.
Have a warm and embrace-filled February.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.